Somehow I cannot get used to this vlogging thing. It's not so easy to just stop and tell all about it. I'm used to telling all about it in my Instagram stories, but not here. So today we went to get my husband's passport from the Dutch embassy because we now live in Romania, so we don't have an address in Holland, therefore he had to get the passport done at the embassy, and that is a big mumbo jumbo because he didn't get notified and his old passport was about to expire. Long story short, we got it. Then we went to get the car washed and to do a few shoppings because tomorrow we're planning to leave for Germany because he wants to buy a new car for himself. And you see Floki there in the background. My aunt is gonna come and cat sit. So I will check in with you later. I thought I would do a quick what's in my bag video as I am sorting out all my stuff to go to Germany. So I have this bottle of disinfecting hand gel which is almost empty and it needs replacing. I have a color reviver from Dior, like a lip balm. I have a Tom Ford lipstick. I have a Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I have my bank pass. Of course. These are pills for car sickness because I get car sick and I prefer to have them on me. Napkins, some tea. This is an eye wipe in case that I have cat hair in my eyes and I remove it with this. This is my car charger, my iPhone, earphones, chewing gum, and of course my baby, who is always present. Let's see if he likes my new nails. Are they Floki approved? Yes, they are. This was like 30 kilometers from Bucharest. We had just started driving. It was around 3 p.m., 3:30 maybe. The sun was slowly starting to come down because, you know, at the end of October it gets dark fairly early. This was before the daylight savings time. The road is still quite straight. Please notice that there is a wall between the two directions of driving because Romanian drivers like to take turns in illegal places, so the authorities need a way to control that and of course prevent accidents. Here it was already further down the street on our way to Germany. There's only two ways to reach the western side of Europe, both of them not through a highway. So this is a typical ex-communist small town. You can see the buildings left and right. What is different is that this is a mountain area, so if some of the houses remind you of Austria, that's because of the Western influence that begins to show in Transylvania. Everything is very small and peaceful, people just minding their business, while all of the traffic in Romania is directed through this part of their town. We have yet to build highways that don't go through town and pollute everything with the gas from the cars. Perhaps in some time that's going to happen. I don't know yet. The road is already getting fairly bumpy. Please be prepared. There will be much more bumps from now on, especially because we are getting in an area with lots of dangerous curves, and my husband loves driving in those places. To me, it's a nightmare, and this is the reason why I take car sickness pills, because driving here is always a challenge for me. You will see very soon the fir trees, and we are getting into the mountain. Here is what I was talking about. This is just one example of how it goes. I must admit that I'm a coward and I never drove in these parts. I always let him do that. While I do enjoy driving, I do not enjoy not having control over the car, especially with the nails and everything. Things are just too dangerous, and also sadly Romanian drivers drive a bit recklessly. Probably their mind is stolen by the beauty of the landscape, or probably not. All I can say is that I was really enjoying filming and looking around at all the nature around us. And you see there's also lots of potholes, and yep. This is already the next morning because I could not film at night. This is a small village where we stopped overnight because we were very tired. They had lots of such geodes. I really could have taken this one home. I understand it's very powerful. This was before breakfast, and then we were on our way. Check out how foggy the road was that morning. This was around 10 in the morning on the second day of the trip. This is almost in the middle of Transylvania. It's close to Sibiu. I really need to go there again and maybe stay longer, because I understand that the water in those thermal springs there has a therapeutic effect. The road was still very curvy, and you see the sun there barely peeking. It looked eerie. This is already on the highway which we entered in Sibiu. We stopped in Alba Iulia, which is also in the heart of the country, to get some oils, because I left my hair oils at home, and when I do that my psoriasis really takes a toll. You see the mountains in the background. This is a fairly new bit of highway. What can I tell you? There are chunks and chunks of highway in Romania, and eventually they will all be connected. That is way overdue if you ask me. But still, it was a beautiful day. So we wanted to be intelligent, and we bought this thingy that's supposed to be USB connected, and it's supposed to warm up water for tea and coffee. And this is the first time we're using it. The water is nowhere near warm. I think it's just a very bad buy. And yep, that's it. It gets a thumbs down from me. A little marketing lesson for all of us. Where do people stop to eat and maybe wash their hands or do other things? On the highway. In the restaurant with the cleanest toilets. And you know who has the cleanest toilets on the highway in Hungary? I never go eat in McDonald's because I don't like their food, and I don't like the concept of fast food. And today I just had a chicken burger with fries because the toilet was clean. See you later. We passed Vienna. We're now at a gas station, and my question is, where the beep is everyone? In Romania on Saturday evening, the gas station is full of people tanking because they want to go someplace. Where is everyone? Can you see how empty it is? so different. See you later. We still have 3 hours to drive. And this is Sunday morning in Munchen at the BMW World. The story behind this is as follows. We left Romania on Friday evening. We arrived in Austria late in the evening, and then we finally made it to Munchen on Saturday evening. We found a very nice hotel, and I think I have some footage. I'm not sure if I lost that one, that it doesn't matter. The big issue is that we woke up on Sunday morning to realize there was nothing open. Initially, we had planned to go shopping in Ingolstadt and to see some cars, because that's why we went to Munchen, to buy an automobile. Sadly, we came to the conclusion that there are very little things to do in Germany on a Sunday because most shops are closed. And because I googled for things to do in Munchen on a Sunday, we ended up going to the BMW World, which was open. And this is a very luxury car. It's called the Phantom, a Bentley from what I remember. The BMW World was cute, but it wasn't what I had expected. I thought it was going to be a sort of a museum. Here I am, showing all the new cars. But on that particular day when a Rolls-Royce, it was the Phantom, not a Bentley. On that particular day when we went there, as you can see, there were many other people because they had an event. They had an exhibition of cars. Everybody was crowded there. We heard a lot of Dutch people talking, of course. Everybody came to see the pretty cars, and I don't like crowds very much, also because everybody's always staring at me, and I prefer to be in a more cozy company, so to say. That's why I got perched up there on top of everyone so that I can analyze them, just like a cat, I guess. They had a few interesting cars. I didn't like all of them. Actually, I am familiar with most of the models of BMW, and yeah, unless they come up with something truly new, I've seen them all. That Cabrio is nice. I don't like the color, and I don't like Cabrio cars. I've had one, never again. There were many people doing very interesting things, all sorts of gadgety stuff. You see children. This is my outfit. What you need to realize is that we left Romania from 24 degrees and we had 10 degrees in Munchen, which you will see later had a big effect on me. This was early in the morning. I had just styled my hair. I still had some volume, so I really felt the need to show it to you because it will really go flop very soon. Hello from Munchen. We went to have dinner with some very nice friends, and now I hope that I can still find a market open because I saw that market when we drove in. So this is what the weather looks like. Fantastic. This is my outfit because it's almost winter here, so different from Romania. I cannot wait to go back. My psoriasis is getting again in bloom. I really need to get out of here. Bye-bye. I was so happy to realize that the fair was still happening. You see, on a Sunday, because like I said, the shops were not open, everybody came to the fair. So I guess that was good business for all the people selling stuff there. You see the children were really enjoying their candied fruit. I just looked at them. I really don't like candied fruit, but I do like other things like gingerbread. This one tastes so good, but I don't like to ruin it because they're so beautiful and I just prefer looking at them all instead of buying them and eating them to destroy them. I did like some sugar covered nuts, and that's what I ordered. I took German lessons in school and I used to know quite a bit of German, but then I moved to Holland and I guess all my knowledge of German was wiped by the knowledge of Dutch. Generally, if I go to Germany, I will talk a sort of Dutch to them and they understand me and they give me what I want. Of course, there in Munchen, it's very touristic and many people speak English as well, so I never had any problems with wanting to buy something and not getting it. But hey, that was also in Turkey where nobody spoke any English. We did not starve, believe me. When there's a will, there's a way. And the same goes for eating candied nuts. We had cashews and almonds and pecans. I love eating those. My husband doesn't like them that much, which means that there is more for me to eat. This was us beginning to explore the fair. Very soon we realized that it's much larger than we had imagined. I really liked these baskets. I would have bought one for the cats, but also for grocery shopping. They seem very sturdy and they were not cheap. Really beautiful stuff. People put all their talent into making these. German people are very crafty and hardworking. I do appreciate that a lot about them. You see, there were many foreigners, of course, and this was a big church that we did not enter, but later I will be perched on the stairs showing you a view from above. I love looking at all these stalls with all sorts of knickknacks and gadgets and pots and pans and of course the eternal teddy bears that everybody buys as a souvenir. They are dressed in traditional outfits that is mega cute. It was so pleasant to get lost in the crowd and look at things and have a very Christmassy feeling. That's what it was, a Christmassy feeling. Already at the end of October. Of course, the weather was also very cloudy, just like today is very cloudy and rainy, so that induced the feeling. Compared to the Christmas markets that I went to in Köln, in Aachen, this is much larger, so I'm guessing they do organize something like this for Christmas as well. This is filmed from the church steps, all the porcelain and stuff. And then on to the next day, we finally went car shopping and we found a Mercedes dealer that had quite a big assortment. We were looking into getting an E350. My husband kind of wanted the coupe. I have to say that I was very impressed about the fact that the cars were ordered by category, by class. So it was fairly easy for us to find what we wanted. Sadly, the guy who was there, the sales guy, was not very interested in us. And since I don't like people who don't know how to sell, we just moved on and we found someone else that we eventually bought from. This model seemed very interesting. We had that as a potential. So we're feeling really tempted by this one, even though we came to get an E-series. Right now this ML looks quite attractive. It's from 2013. It's a diesel with 250 horsepower. So yeah, I really like the inside. I'm not sure how much you can see. Probably we will ask a sales assistant for help. I'm really liking this. The price is right. Now it has to be good for import also. We will see. but maybe we're gonna get this one after all. Later that day, after checking out the cars in the dealer, we went to Marienplatz, which is the center of Munchen. This is St. Peter's Church. It's a Gothic church, a beautiful piece of architecture. I always pass by whenever I am in town because I love checking it out, and as you can see, it was fairly busy, mostly with tourists. This was a Tuesday, Monday, I don't even remember, Monday. So many people were already enjoying the area. I also went there for the Sephora. I wanted to check out some makeup stuff, and I ended up buying nothing but a very expensive hairbrush. Because to be honest, very little impresses me nowadays. I've seen so much makeup and I know by now what's good and what isn't. Nevertheless, Munchen is always a beautiful place to visit, especially in summertime when the weather is a bit warmer. I just love eating Kaiserschmarrn, which is their typical Bavarian pancake. It's also a dessert in Austria. Every noon, the bells chime at the church here and people gather to watch. It's so beautiful. You really must go eventually. I have to say that Germany is beautiful in all seasons. My favorite season is summertime, but in summertime the temperatures are much lower than in Romania, while in fall, in autumn, they're about the same, with the difference that Germany and all of Western Europe is a bit more moist. Look at the beautiful leaves and at the very nice way the roads are made. I find Germany to be a very civilized country with order and with very polite drivers. I always say this to everyone. The most polite drivers are in Germany. And of course, as you can see, they also have special roads for cyclists, unlike here in Bucharest, where that's a disaster. We should learn so much from Germans because they are people that I personally admire a lot. The same goes for the Dutch, of course. That's why I married a Dutchman. You know how I feel about that. Unfortunately, the weather in all these countries is very bad for my health. That's why I just visit occasionally, because I am in love with their discipline and the way they handle things no matter what. And now I'm going to show you our second hotel room, because the initial plan was to stay 2 nights in Munchen, then go to Ingolstadt, but we changed our minds, so we checked out in the morning and checked back in the afternoon. This time we had a smaller room in the same hotel. While the furniture is the same, the previous room had much more space. I really enjoyed the fact that the room had cabinets for the clothes. I'm talking to you, Cube Hotel Amsterdam. And the fact that there was a little coffee machine, I could brew my own tea. I really like these things. And you see, we even had a fridge. The bathroom again was much tinier because I was so impressed with the bathroom in the first hotel room, but this was fine also. Everything exceptionally clean for an affordable price. Good morning, I'm in the parking garage of the hotel. We're getting ready to go test drive the Mercedes ML that my husband seems to like. I got so much feedback from all of you on Instagram regarding cars. I'm so happy that you share my passion. And funnily enough, someone who wanted some attention, I guess, asked whether I was that old to need a Mercedes. Firstly, the car is for my husband. I have a Hyundai. Secondly, you're never too old to have the car that you love, and I am happy that I can get the cars that I love whenever I want them. Here is the ginormous parking garage. I just love the fact that in Germany the garages are so Huge. In other news, my own car has big damage right here, which happened on the way to Germany, so I guess I will have to bring it to the repair shop to get the windshield replaced, but this after we have a new one. So wish us luck. We're going to Mercedes to test drive, and I will of course show you what it drives like. Here we were in front of the Mercedes. They had these two amazing models. I think this is the SLR, and I'm so happy that we captured some footage of it. I even got out of the car to check them out better, because when we left they were gone. These are some beauties. I think they cost 150,000 euro each. This is a convertible. I didn't like that much, but the other one, wow. So again, here is the Mercedes showroom with all the beautiful cars. Upstairs they had old timers, which were very expensive, like 150,000 also. I don't like old timers, but that's just my taste. So we finally got in the ML350 and we started driving it. First my husband drove it because he's the one who is going to be the owner of the car. We liked the fact that everything looked so clean and smooth. They had Harman Kardon speakers on the car. It was full leather. It was full options. Even the chairs could be adjusted from there. That's so cute. I really like to play with gadgets on the car. And talking of gadgets, one thing that was missing from this car is a park assistant camera. Well, you see, with long nails and the way that I drive, I really need cameras in the car, because you can never be certain that everything is all right. And despite being super in love with the car, we really had to give it a lot of thought. Also, you have to keep in consideration that we already have an SUV of the same size. I must say this drives much nicer than my Hyundai. There's no comparison. I mean, the price of the car new is double. It drives like a dream. Everything is so smooth, and the gear changer is there where my right hand was. Normal cars have the window wiper there, but this one has the gear changer. And also you see the start button was with the key. There was no button, but that is not a huge problem. This is what the car looks like from the outside. It was a true beauty. We really had to think very, very hard whether we wanted this one, because in my opinion, the greatest disadvantage was the lack of cameras. And because I am so in love with it, I'm thinking maybe in a few years I'm going to get something like this to replace the Hyundai. Look at this wonder. Seriously, it's fabulous. This is where all the magic is happening. A V6 cylinder engine. It's such a beauty. Everything about it is perfect. And the way that you climb in it, that bar where you can put your foot, just gorgeous. I really loved everything. But actually, this was the car that we came for, the one we saw in the ad. And this is an E350, also in diesel. The color is not exactly my absolute favorite, but my hubby likes it. I mean, he's gonna be driving it. The handles are nail safe. It's beautiful. This is a 2016 model, so it is much newer than the ML. It has all the gadgets we could possibly dream of, and it has the huge screen, all electronic. And yeah, I'm really into that. I'm really digging that. So after checking it out, and also because we drove another Mercedes E-Type when we went to Holland, we knew what it was about, so we bought this one. We signed the papers, and then off we went back to Romania because our babies were missing us. and this was almost at the border with Austria. We drove towards Austria. You see, the sky was super cloudy and depressing, and yeah, it makes for some nice Instagram photos. There's also a bit of rain going on, no doubt. But I have to say that we left home with a content feeling, and then we stopped after Vienna in Parndorf. I actually made a whole video about that. If you want to watch it, please do so. It's amazing. There's some tips and tricks about what you can do in Parndorf Designer Outlet Village. Yep, I loved it. Good morning. This is the last part of our journey. Yesterday we spent too much time in the outlet village, so we didn't get a chance to drive back home. So at midnight we stopped at this hotel at the border with Hungary, and now after breakfast we are ready to head home. It's gonna be another 5 or 6 hours driving. Yeah, look at the bags under my eyes, they're designer. I haven't got a lot of sleep lately. I didn't do my normal routines, and that shows. I hope my skin will not hate me for it. I blow dried my hair without using the brush, so it's my natural hairstyle. This is my outfit. I know I should show you more outfits, but I'm still learning how to use the camera. This was already on the way out of the beautiful hotel where we spent the night. It's a place that we often stop at whenever we are crossing the border because they have excellent food and the view is so serene and peaceful. It just gives me an overall good state of mind, and also for me, whenever I come back home to my Romanian weather, everything suddenly brightens up. But in the beginning, this was I think 9:30, 10-ish in the morning, things were not that bright. As you can see, it was still kind of overcast in western Romania, but we had our hopes up, and luckily everything turned out well. We drove indeed for several hours. We stopped at a place to eat. My husband asked for the menu and they brought us the day menu, which meant that he had to eat chicken soup. He rarely eats soup, only if I make it. He sometimes makes an exception, but he's not a soup guy. I love soup, but sometimes, yeah, if you don't know the language of the locals, you will go in some bit of trouble. Yeah, trouble is very much said. And here is very close to the place where we stopped to eat. I think this was after Brasov, if I'm not mistaken. You see, the sky was already brighter by the time we got to Bucharest. The sky was perfectly clear. Luckily, it was a beautiful day and we had some 20 degrees. Fantastic. Well, guys, this is about the end of the journey. I really hope that you enjoyed my first ever vlog. Please excuse me for taking so long to edit this, but as you can see, it required me sitting for a whole day at home and talking through it to explain everything to you, because I could not leave things like that. Please tell me how you feel about the car we got. Do you think we made a good choice to get a sedan, given that we were going for a sedan and that we have another SUV? How do you find the car? Thank you very much for watching, and I hope that you're already a subscriber, and if you're not, please subscribe to my channel to get regular updates. Please let me know in the comments whether you enjoyed the vlog and what I should change about it, and if I did anything you don't like, excuse me, this is the first time I vlog. Signing out and wishing you a wonderful day. Bye for now.